are the one thing they have not foreseen. Go to Mercury and find Osiris. Time is not on our side.
Hiya, this is Mr. Scruffy Panda, and today I'm going to be talking about the coming Destiny 2 DLC. What you just saw was a piece of the teaser trailer of the game, with the longtime non-player character at Court Ray telling you that once again it is up to you to save life, the universe, and everything. Now, as anyone who loves Destiny Universe, or who just happened to get roped into pre-ordering the downloadable content may know, Destiny 2, Curse of Osiris, drops on December 5th. For those who don't, well, now you do. The player base of Destiny 2 has withered a lot since launch, and this expansion is coming just in time for the holidays to hopefully inject some much needed interest in the game, which, like the first game, was probably intended to have a 3-year lifespan. This expansion is obviously centered around the Warlock Osiris, as he is who the opening cinematic for the expansion is centered around. And they did name it after him after all, not the Egyptian god, going by the same name. In the opening cinematic, we see Osiris freeze a firefight between Guardians and Vex robots in a location that obviously is the Vault of Glass. This was a raid in the first game and a place I've been to all too many times. The control of time is tech that is generally linked to the Vex within the Destiny universe, so this only affirms the lore of Osiris dabbling too far into alien tech. We see him and his ghost walk through the frozen fight and drop some babble about being able to enter different realities. The Vex, probably because they can control time, break free of the time freeze, shoot at him, and he throws his ghost through the Vex gate he created, which most likely goes to Mercury because it looks like Mercury. Again, this reaffirms his Vexiness. Supposedly, Osiris was banished from the Guardian Society at the tower at some point, possibly because he nearly destroyed some of the city's vanguard defenders by allocating resources away from the city and taking a ton of risks studying alien tech and magic. He still did, or was however, in the good graces of the Reef, as his good subordinate brother Vance sat there, sending Guardians off to the Trials of Osiris, which was the competitive weekend event during the first game. If you were to win 7 matches in Trials without losing a match, with your team of 3 Guardians, you'd be able to go to the Lighthouse on Mercury, which I assume was just Osiris's rad lad pad. The Reef is not yet part of Destiny 2, if it ever will be. As well, the Queen supposedly was murdered by orcs, the Taken King, during the first game, making a hospitable return to the Reef much less likely. Her angsty brother, however, is MIA, so who knows what will happen. I assume within this expansion, we're going to deal with those at the tower not trusting Osiris, as well as the player/guardian having to deal with him to save the universe from yet another threat. And again, it might feel a bit mundane in the end, because even after your guardian has destroyed several evil gods and overzealous intergalactic warlords, you're still essentially a dog of war who does everything you're told to and have literally no position within the tower. What this expansion is going to do, however, is make Destiny 2 worth playing, at least for a couple weeks. Even though the first game didn't have the greatest story, it kept me playing because the loot wasn't super common and dropped with random perks and stats. On the other hand, Destiny 2 has a much better told story, as well as a smoother, smarter fighting mechanic. So the initial playthrough and competitive play is generally more fun. But the fact that all loot drops with static perks and specs means that the replayability of the grind is non-existent, and I have lost all reason for playing the game within the first month of having it. Leveling and acquiring gear is super attainable in the second game, making casual play super easy. This isn't a bad thing per se, it's just aimed more at players who don't want to sink more than 200 hours in it. While I'd love to see the current, less hardcore, grind shallow, easy grab version of Destiny turn more into binge fest than was its previous game that I loved and spent probably a few months of constant playtime on, I also wonder if its current iteration has allowed more people to fall in love with the game. Bungie recently released a blog about coming changes. One of these is adding masterwork weapons, which add orbs on kills, track kills, and allow rerollable stats. There'll be more armor that can take ornaments and look pretty. There'll even be more things you can buy with legendary shards, which just accumulated until they reach the thousands. January, we'll even see more tweaks, and eventually they'll even add a ranked playlist, so they say. These don't make the game more hardcore, but at least they offer more things to do in lieu of the hardcore grind. Anyhow, at least with additional story, a new level cap, and a few new pieces of gear, I might be able to play Destiny 2 until winter finally comes, and I'll like it. I won't play it obsessively, trying to grab Gjallarhorn or a pair of crazy boots with high intelligence and agility and have a cool perk on them, but at least I'll know I can pop into the universe, briefly enjoy it, and actually enjoy some other game this season. And then I'll probably look for another game I can obsessively play for 3 years consistently, because Destiny just doesn't do it for me. And that's all I have to say. Scruffy out.